moved into 42 Crestwood Lane, it felt like stepping into a dream. The neighborhood was the kind of place where the grass seemed greener, where children rode bicycles down quiet streets, and where neighbors waved politely from their porches. Their new home was a 2-story colonial, the kind of house you'd see on a postcard. White siding, black shutters, a wide porch with a swing that creaked gently in the breeze. It was the home they had always wanted, a safe haven for their children. But on their 3rd day in the house, something arrived that would shatter their perfect beginning. A plain white envelope, no stamp, no return address, just their surname neatly written in flawless, deliberate handwriting. Inside was a letter. It began with, "To the new family of 42 Crestwood Lane. Welcome home, I've been waiting for you." At first, the Parkers wanted nothing more than to ignore it. They laughed nervously, chalking it up to a prank, maybe a nosy neighbor with too much time on their hands. All they wanted was peace. Barbecues on weekends, late-night movies, the sound of their kids chasing each other through the halls. They had moved here for safety, for comfort, for normal life. But that letter stayed with them. The precision of the handwriting, the strange way it welcomed them as though the house itself had been waiting. And then, just 1 week later, another letter appeared. The second letter chilled them to the bone. "I see you've chosen blue for the living room. Bold, bright, cheerful. Do the children like their new rooms? Don't worry, I'll make sure they're always safe, as long as you listen." The Parkers froze. Who could know the exact color of their freshly painted walls? Who would care enough to comment on their children's rooms? The laughter was gone, replaced now with the unmistakable feeling of being watched. The letters didn't stop. Each one arrived without fail, each one revealing more than the last. Details about their daily routines, about which windows were left cracked open at night, about how the youngest Parker child liked to sit near the upstairs window, gazing at the moonlight. At first, they thought maybe it was just coincidence. Maybe a neighbor had seen through a window. But then came the sentences that cut deeper. "This house chose you. I've watched over it long before you were born. I know its secrets. I know yours too." Suddenly, every creak of the floorboards became sinister. Every passing shadow a potential intruder. The neighborhood no longer felt safe. It felt like a stage. And they were unwilling actors in a play directed by someone they couldn't see. The shift came with the 5th letter. "Your youngest child has such a gentle face when the moonlight hits her cheeks. Does she sleep well? She should. After all, I'm watching." It was no longer just observation. It was personal, targeted, and terrifying. The Parkers finally called the police. Officers dusted for fingerprints. They canvassed the neighborhood, asking questions, keeping watch. But the letters were clean. No prints, no DNA, no cameras had caught anyone delivering them. It was as though the watcher appeared and disappeared out of thin air. The Parkers weren't the first. Neighbors whispered stories about the house, rumors that stretched back decades. Previous families, they said, had also received strange letters. Some stayed silent out of fear. Others sold the house quickly, eager to escape, but unwilling to explain why. The police found something chilling in old records. Years ago, the previous owners had received their own letters. They too spoke of being chosen by the house, of being watched. Whoever this was, it wasn't new. The watcher had been here long before the Parkers arrived. Fear began to eat away at the family. They installed cameras, motion sensors, floodlights, but the letters kept coming, and they mocked their efforts. "Cameras won't save you. I was here long before electricity came to Crestwood Lane. I am in the walls, in the foundation, in the very bones of this house. I am its eyes." Sleep became impossible. The children cried at night. The parents argued, paranoia turning them against one another. Every neighbor was suddenly a suspect. Every friendly wave carried hidden malice. The Parkers were trapped inside a nightmare. A house that had once promised safety now held them captive under the gaze of an invisible stranger. The storm came on a Thursday night. Thunder rolled over the house, rain pounded against the windows. And then, 3 sharp knocks echoed from the front door. When the father opened it, no one was there, just wind and rain. But on the floor, soaking wet, lay another envelope. Inside, scrawled in black ink, "You can't fight the house, you are only temporary. Families come and go, but I remain, even after you're gone." That was the breaking point. Within days, the Parkers packed their belongings and abandoned the house they had dreamed of. The house at 42 Crestwood Lane stood empty once more, the curtains drawn, the porch swing silent. The letters stopped when the Parkers left, but not for long. Rumor says that whenever new owners move in, the Watcher returns, that the cycle never truly ends. The Watcher isn't after money or fame. The Watcher only wants the house, and whoever dares to live inside it. Today, the house still stands in that quiet New Jersey suburb. Neighbors whisper about it. True crime enthusiasts drive by just to catch a glimpse. No one knows who the Watcher was, or is. No one knows if it was one person, or many, or something far older than the neighborhood itself. But one thing remains certain. If you ever receive a letter that begins with "Welcome home, I've been waiting for you," then you are no longer living in a house. You are living under surveillance, and the Watcher is already inside. So tell me, if that letter showed up in your mailbox tonight, what would you do? Imagine moving into your dream home. Quiet suburb, white picket fence, everything perfect. But then the packages start arriving. Boxes you never ordered. Boxes filled with things only someone inside your house could know. And just when you think it's harmless, you realize whoever's sending them is already closer than you think. It started like any normal day. A young couple, Matt and Jenna, had just moved into their quiet suburban home in New Jersey. They were both heavy Amazon users. Boxes piled up every week at their doorstep. Books, kitchen stuff, random gadgets. Nothing unusual. Until one morning there was a package waiting for them and with no sender label. At first, curiosity won over caution. Jenna picked it up. Brown tape, neat folds, their exact address, but no sign of who sent it. Inside, just a single candle. Scented vanilla. Harmless, sweet, almost too ordinary. They shrugged it off. Maybe a gift, maybe a mix-up. But deep down, Matt felt off. The next week, another box. This time, a pair of oven mitts. Again, sealed, neat, no sender. Then another, a picture frame. Then socks. Then tea bags. Each item felt oddly personal, like someone had been watching them, studying their routines. Every time Jenna lit the candle, a box came. Every time Matt mentioned cooking, oven mitts arrived. Coincidence or surveillance? By the fourth week, the packages weren't random anymore. They were intimate. Jenna opened one and froze. Inside was her favorite lipstick brand, the shade she had bought last week at a local store, not online. Another day, Matt found a package with his exact brand of protein powder. Not just the same type, the same lot number, the same expiration date. Someone had literally gone through their trash, or their house. Matt installed a camera on the porch, but the next morning another box appeared, right under the camera's blind spot. Inside, a note. Just 4 words. "Do you like it?" Matt's stomach dropped. This wasn't random anymore. This was deliberate, and whoever was behind it knew their every move. The couple tried calling Amazon. Nothing. No records, no shipments. The police shrugged. It wasn't a crime to receive gifts. But then came the box that changed everything. Inside wasn't a product. It was a photograph, taken from outside their window while they slept. Matt stayed up all night with a bat in hand. 1 a.m., nothing. 2 a.m., silence. 3 a.m. A shadow moved across the lawn. He bolted outside, but the street was empty. Just the faint echo of footsteps vanishing into the dark. At the doorstep, another package, freshly sealed, still warm from the tape. Inside was the worst one yet. Their own front door key, not a copy. The actual spare they had hidden under a loose brick by the steps. Matt and Jenna tore the house apart that night, sealing every window, every lock. But sleep never came. Because if their key was in the box, what else could already be inside? The packages suddenly stopped. Days passed, then weeks. Silence. It almost felt normal again. until Jenna checked her Amazon account. There, in her order history, were dozens of items she never bought. Tea bags, socks, oven mitts, lipstick, all delivered. And at the bottom of the list, a brand new order scheduled for tomorrow. 1 box. Contents, to be determined. The next morning, Matt and Jenna waited. Every truck, every van, every step on the sidewalk set their nerves on fire. But no package came. That night, as they sat in their living room, there was a knock at the door. Not a package, not a delivery. Just silence and the faint sound of someone whispering right outside the glass. Do you like it? Would you open the box or would you run?